Hi everybody. This video is going to show you how to graph in vertex form. So vertex form, remember, math people are not overly creative. It's called vertex form because you can find the vertex of your U-shape. Okay, so if it's vertex form, the first thing you're going to want to pick out is the vertex. So I hope you watched the last video, which kind of clarified. Um, the vertex comes from the H value. Remember, it's opposite of what you see. So you see -3, you pull out +3. And then it comes from that K value that hangs off the end. If it's -5, you put in -5. There is your vertex. So to graph, just like standard form, just like we've graphed in the past, we are going to use a table. Throw your vertex in the middle. That is your starting point. That will help you determine what values you're going to want to use. So 3, 4, 5, and then 3, 2, 1. Okay, this just kind of ensures that your values are close to the vertex and they're not all over the place and they fit on your graph. Okay, so before we start, just some things to think about. You don't have to do this, but beware the A value. Okay, remember it tells you two things. It's positive, so this guy should be opening up somewhere. Okay, and it's also between 0 and 1, so it's going to be a little bit fatter than your parent graph. Okay, um, so let me erase. All right, so let's get into this. First things first. Well, actually, let me back up a minute. One other thing, a very important thing, obviously. Um, That H also gives you your axis of symmetry, okay? Or your x equals 3. Okay, so you want to go over and throw that on along with the vertex right away. So starting at the origin, always, here's the origin. Starting here, we're going to plot our points like normal. So the axis of symmetry is at 3. It's right here. All right, that's just kind of like your guide, okay? I would always put that on there because it kind of just makes me kind of, what do I want to say? Ensures that my U shape is symmetrical. There I go. Third time's a charm. So got my AOS on there, and then let's throw the vertex on there at 3, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my vertex. Okay. So we know what's opening up. All my points should be like up here. Okay. If they're not up there, you're doing something wrong. All right. So how we're going to do this then? We're going to take our x values and we're just going to plug in for x, okay? So I'm going to throw this off to the side here. Here's what I'll plug in. 0.75 parenthesis -3 squared minus 5. Okay, so I'm going to throw in that 3 right here. Or excuse me, oh my gosh. I'm going to throw in that 4. I already know 3, -5, that's already on our graph. I'm going to throw in 4. Now, many of you may struggle with this because you might not have one of our nice calculators, okay? But don't forget about Dear Aunt Sally. You can still do this. It might just take you a tad bit longer. Aunt Sally says do parentheses first, so calculate this. 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1, okay? Aunt Sally says do parentheses. We did that. Exponents next. So the next thing you're going to want to take care of is this. All right. So 1 squared is just 1. 0.75 times 1 minus 5. Okay. And then the next things we see multiplication and subtraction. You are going to want to multiply. So we're going to take 0.75 times 1. Well, anything times 1 is just itself. And then drop down minus 5. And 0.75 minus 5 equals -4.25. Okay, so with the x value of 4, that y value is -4.25. So let's plot that. Over 4, down 4, 0.25. Okay, so that means my symmetrical point, okay, I really don't have to, it's one step in, so that means my other point should be one step in over here. So see, it's one step. That's my symmetry building. Okay, I'll get rid of that so it doesn't look terrible for you guys. Okay, so it should be like this. All right, and guess what? You only have to do half of the table, because if you do half of the table, the other half will be filled in. Negative 4.25 here. Because if you notice this point here, that's negative 4.5. All right. So that's not so bad. It looks like a lot of work, but it's really not. Not with our parabolas, which they have to be symmetrical. Okay, so let's just plug in. And I'm doing this long way. If you have a calculator, that's genius. That will be nice and swift. If you don't, it might take you just a tad bit longer. But remember, it's order of operations, and the math isn't overly difficult. Okay, so let's plug in 5 now. See how I'm working my way down here? All right, so let's plug in 5. All right, do the order of operations, subtract first. When you subtract, 5 minus 3 is 2. Don't forget the squared, minus 5. Drop everything else down. Aunt Sally says to do the exponents next. 2 squared is 4. Drop everything down. Okay, you may need a calculator for this one though. 0.75 times 4 equals, ooh, that turned out nice, 3. 3 minus 5, okay, negative 2. So your other, your y value here is negative 2. All right, and that means that is going to match here, just like here and here matched. Okay, so let's plot the point 5, negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 2. All right, and then 1, let's just check here. This dot should have a match on the other side 2 steps over. So it's 1, 2 steps over. That means that the match should be 1, 2 steps over. And there we go. Okay, and that also is what we see in the table here. That's the point 1, negative 2. Alrighty, so with that, I think we can go ahead and draw our U shape. You can add on if you want. You can add on if you want and do more. For time's sake, I'm not going to. If they ask for those x-intercepts, you'd probably definitely want to build on the table a little bit. But I want to make these videos relatively short so you actually watch them. Okay. If you watch this video, post in the comments your birthday. What is your birthday? What are you looking forward to on your birthday this year? If it's already passed, how about your birthday for next year? What are you looking forward to? Okay, moving on. Vertex form. Pick out the vertex first. Okay. If you see +4, you're going to pull out -4. Okay, that's the x value of the vertex. And that k value, boom, 7. It's 7. All right, we can throw that into our table right away. And then don't forget, axis of symmetry is also given. The AOS is that h value, so that's x equals -4. Throw that on your graph. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then also plot that vertex. -4, 7. It's going to be right. Oh, it's a little high off of my thing. Darn it. Okay, so it's up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's right up there. You guys okay? I'm trying to get that up there. Okay, my screen is not allowing me to, so it's up there at -4, 7. Okay. One thing to note, if you check this out, all right, this guy's going to be going down. Good thing, because I don't have any space up there. It's going to be going down because of that negative sign. And then also a thing to check, 2, ignore the sign, 2 indicates a stretch because it's bigger than 1. Okay, so let's do this thing. Let's fill in our table. So -4, and then you can go -5, -6, and then you can go the other way, -3, and then you can go -2. All right. So you only have to do half the table, remember, because these two will match and these two y values will match. Okay, so I'm going to do the top of the table this time just to prove that that will work. I'm going to do my work over here on the side. -2. I'm going to plug in for x. Okay, squared plus 7. All right, the first x value I'm going to plug in is -3. That's going in for x. Do the parentheses first. -3 plus 4. Oh, I love when it gives me 1. That makes my life so easy. Okay, sweet. I love it. Okay, and then do your exponents. 1 squared is just 1. -2 times 1 is -2 plus 7. Boom. Love it. 5. My y value here is 5, and my y value, because remember these match, here is also 5. Okay, so let's plot that point. Bear with me as I erase. I'm not as fancy as don't tell Mr. Tassoni how my videos are nowhere near as cool as his are. All right, where am I? Plotting the point. -3, 5. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then see how this blue dot is 1 step into the axis of symmetry? The other point on the other side also has to be 1 step away. And that is the point -5, 5. That's why you don't have to do the work twice, because it matches. Alrighty, almost done here. This thing's getting long, 12 minutes. I did not want it to be this long. -2, it's only this long though because I am hand doing the math. And you guys know me, I'm probably talking in between more than I probably should be. Okay, do the math here. All right, -2 plus 4. Where I went to school, that's 2. All right, exponents next. 2 squared is 4. Okay, then I got to multiply here. This gives me -8. Awesome, plus 7. Y value here is -1. -1, -1. It goes in both places. All right, so next thing, we will plot those points. I hope this is helping you guys. Please reach out if it's not. Can do another version or something else that would help you. There's a million ways to talk about these concepts. So -2, -1, and then -6, -1. Okay, nice and symmetrical. Boom. See how that thing's skinny? It's skinny. That's what we expected with that 2 for the stretch, and the negative makes it concave down. I hope this helps. Have a great day. Reach out if you have questions, and don't forget to post to the question that was embedded in the middle of the video. Bye-bye.